This weekend was very amazing and jam-packed with a lot of fun, including Anna almost winning a pet costume contest, meeting lots of new animals from wildlife to domestic, including the world's sweetest old goat, and even picking up a new goat for our own farm.
Stop being so mean.
We started off the weekend by going to one of our favorite places, Fossil Rim. It's an education and wildlife center. The first pasture you drive into, we saw these adorable female black bucks that are native to India. Then we saw a herd of roan antelope. They are native, or they range in central, western, and southern Africa. This guy also only had one antler. In the first pasture, you can also see the common wildebeest, and we actually spotted one giving birth. I didn't get the full birth on camera because she stopped giving birth and walked away, which is actually a fun fact about wildebeest. If they are in stress, they can actually pause their birth and walk away. It did look like this wildebeest was breached, but obviously I don't breed wildebeest, so I'm not exactly 100% sure what I'm talking about. But as you can see, she paused her birth, she got up, and she left. The next pasture is called the buffer pasture, and these are of all the Shire animals. This pasture is definitely one of my favorites, and it has a lot of my favorite animals, including the Dama gazelle, the greater kudu, the emu, and the mountain bongos. These guys are always hiding except after the workers feed, so if you figure out when the workers feed, you'll be able to see these guys. The third pasture you enter is home to many different species, including this adorable critically endangered addax. In this pasture, you'll also get to meet two of my other personal favorites, the gemsbox and the sable antelope. Unfortunately, these guys were very far away and I didn't get good videos. These guys are the common water bucks that are found in southern, eastern, central, and western Africa. Fossil Rim is also home to multiple different deer species, including the axis deer and the fallow deer. And since it's rut season, there was a lot of this. Another deer species that is found at Fossil Rim are the European red deer that are in Europe and southern Western Asia. Another one of my favorite species that I'm just getting to learn about is the Arabian oryx. Next up is a very common species that a lot of people know about, the tallest living land mammal, the giraffe. The giraffes are the only animals you're allowed to hand feed at Fossil Rim. The giraffes are very kind and they give you a lot of slobber all over your hands. The next place is the halfway point / the overview. This is the only area where you're allowed to get out of your car and interact with animals. They have a petting zoo, and they also have a big gift shop and a cafe, and some other education places for younger kids. Over here is the outdoor area for the tortoises. You can't really pet the tortoises, you can only really pet the goats. Here is the goat sign wall where you can see all the goats and their birthdays and their names, and here is one of the goats coming right now. This is Fern, one of Fossil Rim's newer goats. They have got a lot of new goats this year, including Fern's best friend, Charlotte. This is Jessie, one of Fossil Rim's Nubian goats that they've had for a while. Back here is Anaya, she is the cream-colored Nubian. And next up is my favorite goat, 16-year-old Harmony. She's a Nigerian dwarf, and I love seeing her every time. She's so amazing. After the halfway point, we typically run into the Nile liqui, which I love this species so much and I can't wait to learn more about them. Then I saw Hartman's mountain zebra. I'm not sure who Hartman is, but I do know that this species is the only species that has a dewlap, unlike other zebra species. The last hoof animal we ran into, that I filmed at least, was the Aoudad. They are the only wild African sheep, and I love these guys so much they remind me of our goats. If you want to learn about Fossil Rim, please click the link in the description. This video is not sponsored.
So we just finished up at Fossil Rim, and now we're about to go get Spurbill, so I'm going to film that real quick.
When getting the hay today, we got to go to the back of his property where we got to see his horse and his miniature donkey. The miniature donkey is named Grace and his horse is named WB. And I have always wanted a miniature donkey, so one day I'm gonna get one and you guys will see. But for now, this is the best I'm gonna get, visiting Grace and WB. Then it was time to say goodbye to Grace and WB and then head home to unload the hay, and I thought I'd do this really cool transition, but I never finished it. Then the next morning, we went to my favorite place ever, Tractor Supply, and we picked up a new carrier to transport our registered goats.
In just a couple of hours, we're going to be picking up our newest goat. And this goat you've actually seen in a past video where I bought Paperboy. In that video, I showed us going to put down a deposit for another goat. And as you know, we put down a deposit for a double registered Nigerian dwarf doeling. So we're actually going to pick her up today. And yeah, so I'm very excited to get our new doeling. I believe she's going to be our last animal we get this year, since Esther lost her calf. But I'm very excited to get our new little calf, this new little goat. I'm very excited to get our new little doeling, and so as you also saw in the last vlog / video, Hufflepuff rejoined the farm. She's only going to be staying for about a month, so I'm going to try to film a few different videos with her. But Hufflepuff is so amazing. I love her so much. I am glad we didn't keep her though, because she's a little feisty like her mama, I've noticed. And we don't really want mean goats. She's not mean towards us, but she is mean towards our buck, Crescent. And I love Crescent. Oh, what are you doing? Crescent, I'm not a lady. You can't breed. Yeah, Hufflepuff is very sweet to us, but she can be kind of aggressive to the other goats. Which I can see why she's rude towards Crescent. She's a little pill. And then right here, this is Minnie, or Minerva is her real name, but we call her Minnie because she's like a miniature version of her dad / mother. But we love Minnie. And surprisingly, Minnie and Hufflepuff seem to remember each other, which normally the goats forget. So I'm very surprised that they remember each other, so that's very exciting. And that little guy right there, that is our buck Crescent, one of our bucks. So he is going to be he has already bred Hufflepuff. But he's going to also hopefully breed Minerva. He might have bred Minerva, I'm not sure, we just have to wait. until we do the blood test. But yeah, I'm very excited to see what these two have. Now the babies will not be registered since Crescent is the only one registered and those two are unregistered, so the babies won't be registered. But Minnie will be able to see her birth on the farm and whenever she gives birth. And Hufflepuff we will not be seeing since she's going to be going back to her owners, but I will definitely share some photos. So yeah, whether it's on my Instagram or my community tab, I will definitely be sharing photos for you guys. Also, another fun thing, now this is just a fun feature, you should not breed for these things, but Crescent is actually blue-eyed, polled, and moon-spotted, so their babies have a 50% chance of being polled and a 50% chance of having moon spots, which is fun. Whoa, Crescent, stop. And then also, hopefully, we'll have some blue-eyed babies, but it's completely fine if we don't.
Later that afternoon, we arrived at Stephanie's place and picked up our new little girl. And then we had to make a quick stop at Russell's feed store to make sure she was okay, and she was doing great. Then we arrived home and it was time to unload her and to put her with our other winglings, Jasmine and Lainey. She's so pretty. Then we let her out and she went over to the bigger goats at first. She really liked them for some reason instead of the other babies, which was really odd. She loved Willow.
My dad and I just got back about an hour ago with our newest addition. I'm going to fully introduce her to you tomorrow, but right now I'm going to lock everybody up since it's pretty late outside, and I'm going to introduce her to you tomorrow in this plant. We have a slight change of plans. My dad doesn't want me to bring Conway, so we're just going to take little Anna. She's so adorable. Hopefully people will love her. And she's going to be dressed up as a fairy, so I'll show you Conway's costume once we get back, even though he's not going.
So we are taking Anna, our kitten who we found in our backyard back in August. She is going to a pet costume contest at Atwood's. Last year we took Phineas, and 2 years ago we took Diva, and they both won Grand Champion. And I love doing this every year because I love taking animals out in public, but we rarely do it. So here's Anna and her little fairy wand that my mom made. And then here's Anna in her costume and her little bag. She is a fairy with her fairy wand, and so many people adored her. Then I took Anna to the kitten section, or the cat section, and she wanted to take all of these toys home, so I was trying to see which one she wanted the most. Now let's meet some of the competitors. This is Winnie. She is dressed up as a ladybug. She is beautiful. Then here is Huckleberry and Milo the watermelon. And of course, here's Anna. There's also a smaller dog named Pablo, but unfortunately I didn't get a video or a photo of him. A lot of the people there were extremely nice and saying that Anna is the best behaved cat they've ever seen, and I completely agree. Once I get home, I'll explain what happened, but Anna got some free toys, and she also got some free treats. And here's Anna enjoying her nap with all of her new toys. She loves this little bird, and she also really loves that blue dog. So as you just saw, we finished up with the Atwood's Pet Costume Contest. So now I'm going to fully introduce you to our new little doeling, Malele. And that's right, her name is Malele, and her nickname's going to be May for my dad because he can't pronounce anything, not even Genesis. So this is Malele. She is a double-registered Nigerian dwarf doeling. Her dam is named, I believe her name is Opal, and then her sire is Viper. We got Malele from Painted Legends Farm in Texas, and they are such amazing people. We actually got Crescent and Conway from them back in April of this year. And Malele is completely unrelated to our new buck Paperboy and our other buck Crescent, so we can breed her to both of them.
Like I mentioned, Malele is double registered. That means she is ADGA registered and she's also AGS registered. We haven't actually registered any goats through AGS, but we possibly could do Crescent still, but I'm thinking we're just gonna do Malele. Malele is a little bit skittish because unfortunately Stephanie just had a busy schedule this kidding season and couldn't spend as much time as she normally does with them. So we're gonna have to work on that, but since she's still very young, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be able to make her very friendly. And this video isn't going to go into too much details on her genetics, but I'm planning on making a whole video about our registered animals' genetics. Her coloring is Chamosé, but I'm wondering if she might be a Chamosé Swiss combo because her dad is Swiss. But either way, she's the cutest little baby, so she's just so adorable. And I'm very glad to add her to our herd, and I'm very glad that we have another registered doe on the farm. So that is it for this vlog, and I will see you guys in the next one. God bless.